So, last part of the story series saw the Khitomer Alliance launch their plan to trap and capture Thaseen Fei at the Midas Array, a location where she believes she's got the drop on us. While it looks like we did manage to get the drop on her, the battle was fierce, leaving the Romulan, Klingon and Starfleet fleets damaged upon our arrival. Then we enter with the goal of capturing the Aetherian with an ex-Borg coded device that will return the assimilated Iconian to their pre-assimilated state. Assisting the Enterprise F, we learn that our target has beamed aboard the flagship for a purpose, and we prepare to pursue.
Welcome aboard the Enterprise. Here's the plan. We need to secure the ship. There's no use capturing Thaseen Fei if we're fused by one of her drones. We also play by Alliance rules, which means helping any survivors we come across if we're able to. Speaking of allies, my neural link received a ping from a subspace beacon originating from the ship's computer access room. That'll be my colleague. We'll need to team up with her to improve our odds. Remember, we need a liberated Borg to act as a conduit to defuse Thaseen Fei.
Understood, and what do we need to know about your contact?
Fellow liberated Borg, former unaffiliated vigilante to some, galactic hero to others, and as loyal as they come. She'll tell you the rest. Lead the way.
I can think of one person that fits that description. The transporter room is aflame, and right nearby to the console is a wounded Enterprise crewman. We give him a quick scan, then beam him over to the Armiger's sickbay. On this level, there are 6 people to find, and it took me a couple of playthroughs to find them all as I missed one. Each saved adds to the dilithium ore reward package you receive at the end.
Aetherian drone up ahead.
Diplomacy is futile. Fusion is formidable.
That one was dispatched quickly enough, but they came with more. After a brief skirmish in the corridor, a diligent crewman gets back to his repairs.
The doors ahead are locked. We need to find a way to bypass security protocols.
To the left, we find another wounded crewman next to a plasma fire. As we approach the locked room, we can see Aetherian cannon fire breach the walls from a room beyond. This does not happen on every run, but it's a clear indicator that there is a notably high-ranking Aetherian ahead somewhere.
Didn't know you were a force field specialist.
Starfleet Tech, Captain in rank, tactical training.
Fusion is the only final frontier. It is clear now.
That's almost catchy.
Final frontier?
Why explore the galaxy when your mind can become one with the all-knowing ether?
Why climb a mountain? Why do anything if that's your philosophy? We battle these fresh boarders in the engineering room and note that despite all the damage and fires, at least the core security measures are holding.
I'm glad I'm not fighting these drones alone. There's something odd about the way they say their axioms. Sounds a bit familiar.
Yes, I'm thinking of them as more Iconian, but they're definitely sounding more Borgish.
The security room. I bet we can bypass lockdown protocols from inside.
Next to the main engineering console, we can find another injured crewman. Entering a storeroom to the right of engineering is yet another injured. We beam them out and also find an open log.
This is Commander Philippa Mathias, counselor on board the USS Enterprise. I don't know how much time we have left. The ship has been compromised. They've taken one of our ensigns and done something unspeakable to them. It's only a matter of time before they find me. Oh God, they're coming! Commander Kiona, tell the captain that...
Well, the person we just saved wasn't that commander, so I wonder what happened to the counsellor. Heading back into the main engineering room, on the opposite side we can see a console. Inputting our security codes lifts part of the lockdown on the way to the computer core.
We need to disable security parameters to open the doors to the computer access room. I'll cover you.
In here we can find another injured crewman and see signs of a firefight. Burns on the walls.
Nicely done. Let's return to the computer access room.
Looping around, we continue on our path, now back into the engineering corridors. With the security lifted, we can enter the computer access core to meet up with Hugh's colleague. And yes, it is exactly who I thought it would be.
Your collective was imperfect. Join us so you may finally ascend.
The only thing ascending in here is my frustration with you.
Fuse, and you shall know perfection. 7 of 9. Tertiary adjunct of Unimatrix 01.
How about you fuse with my right hook? Thanks, but I've got it.
Melee attacks. They bypass shields.
What took you so long?
Shadow will have to wait, however, as the death of that Grendant Bex resulted in more Aetherians teleporting in. Alongside the Aetherian commander, we have drones and security constructs to combat too. During the battle, they fire powerful cannons that can overwhelm our personal shielding but are easy to dodge. However, they also create stasis rifts that can hold you in place if they catch you, complicating matters.
So you got any tips on how to take these suckers out?
I do, actually. Shut down the transporters and compromise the reactor core.
Oh, perfect. I'll keep it in mind.
I'll not be responsible for blowing up the flagship, thank you. Finally, the Aetherians stop coming and we can form up with 7 to prepare our next steps. There is actually distinctly different dialogue here depending on if you have met her already, and as part of our story playthrough, we first encountered 7 of 9 in person in episode 50 while building alliances in the Delta Quadrant. We later met her when dealing with the Excalbians too.
Well, would you look at that? I was wondering who the classified contact Hugh's been speaking so highly of was. It's been a while, but I'm glad it's you. I take it you're familiar with the plan?
I'm classified? Neat. And yes, the goal is to capture Thaseen Fei.
That's right. The director here also shared some tactical information with me from his time aboard the Harmony. With any luck, our game of Catch the Queen should go a little better than your last run-in with the Aetherians.
Well, we're alive still, but you're aware this diffusion device, it only has one shot.
High risk, high reward, I won't deny it. But our odds are good. This extraction is now happening on Alliance territory. And we've got 2 liberated Borg candidates who can act as defusion conduits.
Potentially 3 if the player was an ex-Borg too. Okay, so I think for now our first objective...
Alliance Task Force, this is Captain Sean. Thaseen Fei is on the bridge.
This is our chance. Lead the way, 7.
Our first objective should be the bridge.
We can access the bridge from main engineering. Follow me. So, Director, how confident are we feeling about this defusion device?
I'd say about 75%, give or take.
Before we leave, in the corner of the computer room there is another injured crewman. This is the one that I missed. 7 leads us to the warp core monitoring booth and sets about deactivating the core shield. As useful as it is, we need to pass through here.
Reversing emitter node polarity. Destabilizing force field integrity. Let's go.
You know, if the Aetherians attack engineering again, I'm not telling Captain Sean you did that. We take the nearby turbolift to Deck 1 and prepare to capture our Aetherian Queen.
Through fusion, we are...
Step away from him.
She's escaping! Transport trajectory confirms she's heading to the Llieset.
Damn it.
Vakel Sean, you no longer need to bear the burden of being a sole survivor. We can become one.
What on... Are you talking about my family? How the hell do you know about that?
Don't get distracted, Captain. They're messing with you.
The Aetherians here engage the bridge crew of the Enterprise and are awaiting. It's funny, in another timeline, we'd have 7 as the captain of an Enterprise. The Aetherians also made allusion to Vakel Sean's past. In 2409, Vega 9 fell to the Borg Collective and Sean's entire family was lost. He's since spent a lot of time talking to Philippa Mathias, the Enterprise's counselor, about his survivor's guilt, and the fact that we find her interrupted logs in engineering suggests that the Aetherians managed to fuse her, granting them knowledge of Sean's personal issues in an attempt to emotionally manipulate him. When the dust settles and the bridge is secure, we turn to Sean to check in.
Director, 7. I can't thank you enough. That was a close call. Once this mission is over, I'll be heading back to Deep Space Nine for repairs and repose. That's if any of us make it out alive.
Hold that thought, Captain. The Llieset's calling in.
Enterprise, this is Commander Jirok. It's good to see you're all in one piece. Our comms are up and running again, but internal systems have been sabotaged by the Aetherians, including our Singularity Core. Requesting immediate assistance.
Be warned, Commander. Thaseen Fei's boarded your ship. We're in pursuit.
We can't let that singularity core destabilize. Its collapse could cause a chain reaction across this region of space. Our team will head to the Llieset. Captain Sean, your crew needs you here. Let's keep in touch.
Okay, the mission's still on. Find us a beam in sight on the Llieset.
I'm contacting you from the bridge. The Aetherians have sabotaged the Llieset's internal systems. We've managed to repel boarders, but they've blocked off our path to the Singularity Core. They're plotting something.
We have two options here, both speculatory. We can muse that they may be attempting to destroy the Midas array using the Llieset to do so, but I think they wanted the array for something, so we go with option 2. Perhaps they are trying to collapse the Singularity to form a rift they can use. Either way, we then check in to see if there are any casualties.
Many, unfortunately. To add to that, most of the ship's doors, consoles, and turbo lifts are malfunctioning. We used some of our last power reserves to beam you aboard our Singularity Core deck. I'll have to guide you remotely.
Okay. What do you need to stabilize the ship, Commander?
Your team will need to reroute our emergency power supply to conduct repairs and access our Singularity Core. As you can see, environmental systems are offline and visibility is limited.
Okay, let's get started.
Sending over command-level clearance codes. You'll need them to move on freely.
I promise not to use them to deactivate anything I shouldn't.
There are repairs to conduct beyond those doors, but you'll need to pick a path. Our power supply is too low to open both at the same time.
We have a left or right path. Both lead to the same eventual location and aid in restoring power to the Llieset, so we follow Hugh down the right-hand passage.
This is a security override console. Let's reroute the power supply and open up the doors.
Doing so allows us to continue down our selected corridor until we emerge into a large monitoring room. This chamber contains a holographic display of the Llieset and surrounding stations for control of key systems like life support.
The Llieset looks worse for wear.
The ship has seen better days, no doubt about that.
Our Romulan's a little rusty, but the flashing red is bad.
Its consoles power life support and airlocks, but the isolinear chips are misaligned.
7 spent a long time with the Fenris Rangers that operated throughout former Romulan space post-supernova, so her Romulan is just fine.
Power is being diverted from their systems.
Right, one more to go.
Following her instructions, we're able to restore the Llieset's power enough to get where we need to go.
It worked. Alright, I'm only detecting one affected area left. Let's go.
Before that, we can backtrack down the corridor 7 would have chosen from here to find a console next to a burst plasma conduit.
Looks like you unlocked a security log.
This is Lieutenant Hugh, Tactical Division. I am still unable to locate Sub-Commander Zional despite my best efforts. The Aetherians swarmed the Llieset, ignoring most of the damage dealt by my disruptors. They locked us out and overrode all of the ship's systems, despite leaving many wounded in her wake. This Thaseen Fei seemed uninterested in exchanging phaser fire with us, heading straight for the core instead. Lieutenant Salon's security report indicates the Aetherian's life sign was last detected in the Singularity Core room. As I am unable to access it from this deck, I will reluctantly transfer our medical unit instead, and guard the survivors until I receive new orders from my commander.
Can't think of a good reason why a Borg Queen would do that. It's also a little odd to be putting herself on the line like that, don't you think?
They're not just Borg, though.
And again, these Aetherians are Iconian Borg. Maybe their motivations are harder to determine than your average collective.
Maybe they're just arrogant.
Great. Repairs are done, Singularity room aside. Let's head back to damage control.
Thanks to your efforts, power has been restored to this deck. The Singularity Core is now accessible. Stand by to receive the room's access codes. Hold. I'm receiving a transmission from the Bortas'Que.
The Klingons?
Alliance Task Force, this is Captain Corin. I have a visual on the Aetherian pit.
Wait, what?
Thaseen Fei and her followers have boarded the Bortas'Que. Her treacherous drones are not holding back. This is a fight worthy of a Klingon. If you are brave, you will join us in battle.
Thaseen Fei's moved again? I thought she was just ahead of us in the... Okay. Captain, can you hold things down for a minute?
Hold that thought. Logistics are up and running again. Our intel indicates that the Singularity Core has been tampered with. If it collapses, it's game over. For everyone.
We split.
Agreed. It's the only option. What's the play?
You and 7 pursue Thaseen Fei. You're needed to operate the device. I'll stay on the Llieset and repair the core. After all, I've been working with Khitomer and the Alliance on uncovering Aetherian sabotage.
Glad you offered. I was thinking the same thing. With Commander Jirok's guidance, one person should be enough to repair the Singularity Core. But don't take too long, you're gonna miss all the fun.
I take too long, we all die.
I'll guide you through the Singularity Core repairs. First off, equip an EV suit.
Oh, cool. Life support's down in there as well.
Captain Corin, this is 7. 2 to beam over.
Kinda like these Romulan spacesuits. They feel more slimline and refined than the Federation bulky ones.
The Aetherians fried some of our gravity generators. Really changes your perspective.
Well, this will make it easier to navigate up and down the Singularity Core shaft. We now have to navigate in zero gravity and enter the Singularity Core room, but first there's a floating interactable crate we can investigate. An investor crate, if you will.
Don't mind that, it's only debris. We're due a radiation sweep. The core's the other way.
Lining ourselves up with our microthrusters, we enter the room.
Jirok, this is Sean. I'm getting reports of Borg incursions close to the Juret Dyson sphere.
Focus on collecting data from nearby consoles. Sean, I'll contact command.
That Juret Dyson sphere was our universe's Iconian-made sphere that can connect to a different reality's Iconian Alliance. The Aetherians have already made one attempt to seize it, and it looks like they're trying again.
Scans show the sabotage device you removed was sending a signal to the Harmony.
Strange floating diamond glyph, and it was still in communication with the Harmony. Okay. We can see that a lot of the core's containment fields are still active, which is great, but unfortunately we need to access it to remove the sabotage.
Another device removed. This one was emitting a destabilizing resonance pulse. Logistics point to a final anomaly past the core. You'll need to power it down. It's beautiful, isn't it? The Singularity Core. Controlled chaos. Unmatched potential. Don't let that fool you, though. If the containment field fails, we'll begin to demolecularize. Initial scans registered a single anomaly. Turns out we're dealing with a trifecta.
With the core deactivated, we can descend into the shaft to remove the Enochian scrawlings of the Aetherian sabotage. Quite how it all works is a mystery, but it seems we're getting better at fixing it at least. I'm just trying not to think about the micro-singularity that could crush this ship and form a black hole mere meters from my face. Fortunately, navigating around this shaft in zero gravity is taxing enough to make me completely forget.
Plasma conduits have been repaired. 2 more points to go. Sending you the coordinates. Subspace anchors have been stabilized. Sending over the final coordinates.
This is 7. How's it going? We could use your help on the Bortas'Que.
Quantum diagnostics are back online. Now that core stability has been restored, I'll reroute main power back to all systems, turn the core back on, and head down to your deck. Thank you for your assistance. I'll take over from here. Patching you through to the Bortas'Que.
Let me get out for you, turn it back on.
While my warriors have been crushing Aetherian enemies through fire and flame, you have been floating around on the Llieset, tinkering with broken technology. Enough! Now is your chance to die with honor, and put your DECA where your mouth is. I have a lock on your coordinates. Transport
Captain
in
Corin.
3,
No,
2,
wait, I'm still in a...
1.
Spacesuit in the middle of a singularity core. Okay. Okay, I'm here. Oh, jeez, that's a mess. After that abrupt entry, we're aboard the bridge deck of the Bortas'Que to find it aflame and wrecked. Corin is ahead of us.
We must secure the bridge. Good. You live to fight beside us still. The Aetherians and their spineless leader have dared to board the Bortas'Que and set it ablaze with their sabotage.
Well, it'll take more than this blaze to stop us. It's your ship, Captain. What's the plan?
That's the spirit. You must pick up a fire suppression device if you wish to die honorably. The device, however, must be repaired first. Those worthless swines have sabotaged most of our equipment.
Ah, yes, the most honourable legendary fire extinguisher. Truly a marvellous relic of our time. Kalis would be proud to lay eyes on such a device.
Extinguish the flames and join your allies in battle.
Repairing it takes one of 3 career options. Tactical lets you bypass all the safeties for an emergency mode, engineering is the most obvious repair method, and science lets you suppress the sabotage of the tricorder.
Good, you're here. We're a little outnumbered.
From 2 hearts to 1, fusion is glorious.
Either way, we're going to be needing it. We meet up with Seven and Hugh, who are in the midst of combat with the Aetherians in the left-hand trench around the Bortas'Que's bridge. We set about extinguishing all of the fires we come across, and like the Enterprise, we have wounded crew to find and save.
To sabotage a Klingon ship is to provoke the wrath of 1,000 buttlets!
Well, we said it would be nice to go somewhere warm for my next job. This is overkill.
We find one wounded halfway up the left trench and then return them to the Armiger and tackle the fires in that area. We will then have to complete a circuit of the bridge's surrounding trench to get it under control, combating Aetherians as we go as they teleport in. On a walkway at the fore of the bridge we find another wounded Klingon.
Still no visual on Thaseen Fei, but there are plenty of drones around.
She may be on the bridge behind the collapse that Corin is working to clear, and to represent this we can see a ghostly image of her if you position the camera correctly, but who knows if she is still there. We never even saw her on the Llieset before she bailed.
Can't tell if I'm inhaling smoke or if that's the taste of defeat. Where's Thaseen Fei?
We find another wounded Klingon in the right-hand trench.
Corin, this is Jirok. There are reports of multiple incursions taking place in the Khitomer system.
The Khitomer system, meanwhile, is falling victim to Aetherian sabotage.
Hoicha! My comms officer will notify Cadron. May their battle be as glorious as ours.
More Aetherian boarders on the lower level. Stay sharp and look out for survivors.
At the very end of the trench we can find another wounded Klingon and beam them out too.
Alliance team, report to the mid-level of the bridge.
Before we do, checking behind the first staircase we descended reveals another wounded Klingon who we save. And after one final perimeter check, we rendezvous on the main deck to meet with Corin.
Though these flames make for a glorious battle scene, suffocating is no way to reach Sto-vo-kor. We need to repair the Bortas'Que's ventilation system and clear all debris so we can find this Aetherian Tach-kek.
Right, I'll get started on restoring the vents.
You're right. I'll stay with Corin and help clear the debris. Seven, I recommend you and I split up in case something goes wrong on either side.
Right, not to sound morbid, but at least one of you needs to survive to reach Thaseen Fei.
You got it, let's get to work on these vents. Formal training or just impeccable instinct?
I'm familiar with Klingon systems from the Klingon War of 23. It's classified.
We've cleared an area of debris. Smoke is subsiding.
My internal sensors are reading one more ventilation console up ahead.
We can also see that the main view screen is covered in Aetherian scrawlings.
Forged in fire, right? It's almost ironic now. You know, something's telling me we are going about our trap the wrong way.
Yeah, pausing to do all these repairs has given me time to think, and yeah, we're just chasing Thaseen Fei around.
Debris has been cleared.
Ventilation's back online too. Heads up, I'm picking up on Thaseen Fei's exact biosignature, but the signal is fading. I don't see her up there, though. Can anyone get a visual?
Visual or not, we must clear this debris. If the Aetherian leader is hiding behind it, she will die a coward.
Combining our fire is enough to disintegrate the debris. And with that out of the way, we set foot onto the bridge proper only to watch her teleport away, and more Aetherians beam in.
Damn, she escaped.
More Aetherian boarders.
How do they keep bypassing all of the Alliance's security parameters?
During the fight, we managed to rescue the final wounded Klingon. But Hugh raises a good point. Our ships may be damaged, but not all are inoperable, and shields should be preventing enemy transporters. But whatever hooks the Aetherians have in our systems seem to run deep. No firewalls or security seem to be inhibiting them.
Oh, fuck! What is this filth doing on my view screen?
I'm not sure what that is on your view screen, Captain Corin. Maybe an Aetherian sabotage subroutine? Either way, no sign of Thaseen Fei. The biosignature is gone.
Of course she did. They seem to be able to move at ease across space, just like the Iconians.
Incoming transmission from Captain Sean.
Captain Sean, status?
Alive, but not well. Sorry to say, but Thaseen Fei is back on the Enterprise. I'm opening up a multi-channel with the Llieset.
Okay, this is annoying. Jirok, how's the Llieset doing?
The Llieset is stable, for now. But I suspect my vessel is next on Thaseen Fei's list of destinations. What's the plan?
Yeah, this isn't going to work. Whatever she's doing, she's putting it on hold and jumping between ships.
Know thine enemy. An Earth saying, I believe. Thaseen Fei is one step ahead of us. We must get one step ahead of her.
Right, so where's one place she has to be?
That's pretty good, actually. The Harmony's disabled, right? In essence, the Alliance has control of it until Thaseen Fei decides to initiate repairs, but that doesn't seem like her priority right now. Most of her drones are beaming onto our ships while her own shields are down. We could beam onto the Harmony while the Aetherians are distracted and lay our trap there. A couple of pattern enhancers, maybe some arson, little vandalism, you know, something to get her attention. Wouldn't be on our turf anymore, but we'd have some time to set it all up.
I like it. Return the favor. Okay, where should we head?
The reactor room. I remember Admiral Kumarke say something about how the core seemed important to them. Maybe we can do a little sabotage of our own.
Right, otherwise she'll go back to breaking our ships, so let's smash her stuff instead. Captain Corrin, the Bortas'Que is yours.
Your assistance aboard my vessel has earned my respect. But you are mad if you think any of the Alliance captains are willing to sit out on the fight of our lifetimes. On the way to the Midas Array, Sean, Jirok, and I swore to each other that we would see this plan through to the very end. We shall join you aboard the Harmony. Commander Boroth will take over in my absence.
I'm not going to argue, and I can't order you, but I am going to assign my bridge crews to maintaining the counter-offensives here and repair teams.
A worthy compromise. I accept. Our deeds today will be the ones that echo through the halls of Stovakar. Kapla!
All right. Looks like we're all accounted for.
Captain Sean, nice of you to join us.
My nanoprobes are detecting a single Aetherian life sign nearby. It's phasing in and out of existence. This reactor room also looks a little different since my last visit. I guess they redesigned.
Oh, they've redecorated. I don't like it. Well, the Harmony has exotic interdimensional topography, which means the dimensions inside don't exactly match the outside layout. Shit gets weird in here, yo. Speaking of the strange, Seven, are you okay? You've kind of locked up.
The life sign. It's accessed my neural transceiver and initiated contact through the collective subspace network. I think it's the reactor core. It's calling itself a tether to the Aether, one of many Unimatrix chambers. Change of plans. We use the defusion device on the core instead. I get the feeling there's a chance it could spread to the rest of Thaseen Fei's collective. But we'd still need to trap her and hook her up to it to bypass any Aetherian encryptions.
Wait, so this core also doubles as a sort of Borg connector or vinculum? And it had a life sign? Has the diffusion device been tested on something like this?
No, it's not. How do we know it'll even work? It's intended for a singular, partially biological life form. This is a reactor core acting as a subspace network.
I can't explain it. You weren't there when I accessed the Queen cell on board the artifact. Reconnecting to the collective as their temporary leader, it changed me. I think this Aether recognizes me as a viable Borg Queen.
Oh, and because you've been at the hub of a network once, unlike Hugh, which is why he didn't sense anything when he was here.
I don't know, Seven. Injecting a whole collective with sudden individuality could have disastrous consequences.
I know you're worried, Hugh. But Picard couldn't have predicted the chaos caused by your individuality when you returned to the collective. We know better now. If I act as the conduit and transfer Thaseen Fei's authority to me, I can program the defusion to be gradual. I've done it once, I can do it again. Trust me, I can do this.
Well, Starfleet ignored your Borg concerns once. Let's not do so again.
All right. I trust you too. Remind me of the new plan.
Lay down the pattern enhancers close to the reactor core and target it to get Thaseen Fei's attention. If this works, this Aether should send her a subspace transmission through the core, prompting her to return. We can then prevent her from beaming back out. Once she's trapped, I'll hook both of us up to the Aether and transfer her powers to me. If we inject the pathogen straight into the core system, we should be able to defuse any drones connected to it. Gradually.
And the rest of us will make sure she doesn't interfere, because she's going to wanna.
Can you get those pattern enhancers placed? We'll cover you.
There are also some texts dotted around the bridge that we can read that provide a lot more lore on the history of the Therians. Golor. The divine can only be reached by submitting to a greater power, so we may ascend to form that words cannot begin to describe. Come, do not fear what cannot be understood by the lesser mind. Embrace it instead wholeheartedly. Only then may we attain the knowledge of the multiverse, for at present our bodily vessels are incapable of absorbing it. Join me, E195. Rid yourselves of that which restrains you and holds you back from true victory. Free yourselves from the shackles of Iconian rigor. Give in to the Aether and let it fight for you. Friends, I know you are frightened, that you doubt the efficiency and ethics of the leap of faith we are about to take, but we must trust Balor's research. It is no coincidence that it has so far propelled Iadna into its golden age. Let us go even further together as one. Pierre Parakala Gi Neni Ontalagi. Tefei. A different entry. Iban Manin. I am writing hurriedly as I sense the end is near. I see no other path forward than resorting to experimental biogenetic fusion as a means of preventing the cybernetic supremacy. What I have dubbed the inevitable onslaught is now upon us. If my calculations are correct, then we will all soon speak and act as one. Our individuality will be weeded out by the enemy's poison, but our knowledge and legacy will be preserved, I hope. Farewell, Cal Molans. You shall now be E195. Balor. And the author is now listed as MIA. And finally, E. Vamni. Such victories were not only of the body but of the mind. As the doctrine evolved, it was further perfected. Socio-historic texts, such as the origins, could no longer be allowed to exist, as they contradicted the very nature of the Aether. Splinter factions of Iconian royalists, questioning these benefits of our own fusion, have since been eradicated. As far as we know, no one remains, not even the author of The Origins, which has since been destroyed and removed from the Aether's archive entirely. Balor, Tefei, these are Iconian-style names like Tuket was. It seems that Balor created a way to convert or protect the Iconians from the Borg threat, the cybernetic onslaught as they called it, by combining assimilation with their tech to preserve their culture, becoming the E195. But it was not enough for some. Others, led by this Tefei, undoubtedly Thaseen Fei, wanted to continue down this path of fusion, turning the E195 into something more, the Aetherians under the guide of the Aether. There was resistance, infighting among the Iconians and the E195, those under the Aether's sway, but eventually they were stamped out, with even their history being altered in their own records, expunging things like the origin that ran in opposition to the Aether's philosophy. While there are still pieces missing, I think I might have an idea what the Aether is. Balor used Borg tech to network and preserve the Iconians with their culture, and to me, that seems like assimilating the World Heart. As a reminder, the World Heart is the combined knowledge and core of the Iconians, a crystalline archive of immense knowledge and understanding that somehow is also connected to all Iconians everywhere. Its loss is what prompted the Iconian War and their fall all that time ago, and its restoration ended the conflict, returning to them what they had lost. If such a collective became contaminated, gained a will of its own, well, I imagine you'd get Aetherians.
One pattern enhancer placed. 3 to go.
Hang on, sensors are picking up an incoming energy signature.
Well, speculation aside, we've a trap to bait.
Why do you choose senselessness? You could have ascended and joined us.
Okay, let's do this. Bugger.
Damn it, we've been teleported to the other side. There goes step 1 of our plan.
She's got Sean, Corin, and Jarak in the stasis hold. We can't let her fuse them.
Well, that's disturbingly angelic.
We need to take down this construct to release the captains.
Break, bend, and become one. The Aether disciplines deviation.
The battle begins immediately against this Gulor Bex construct. Accompanying it are Aetherian officers and drones, while the flagship captains remain suspended. Our first goal must be to free them, but the large orb continually pelts the area with blasts of energy to keep us moving.
Looks like the constructs become vulnerable to our attacks. No.
After enough of the Aetherian drones have been defeated, we're able to open fire on the construct itself, hitting it with everything we have. With the damage it took, it can no longer maintain the stasis fields on our friends.
That was a close one. Let's see what this construct's made of.
Such strife, such woe. The Aether despises disobedience.
Released. And not a moment too soon. These Aetherians are insufferable.
Transcend your parameters in favor of perfection. The Aether deplores distinctiveness.
I'd sooner be fed to the Koskari of Grethor than delay this battle any longer.
Heads up, construct's vulnerable to our attacks again.
The battle continues much as it did before, except this time we have our allies on our side.
Extinction eludes us. The Aether endures.
We need to lower these containment fields to reach Thaseen Fei.
Good thing I kept the access codes. On it.
It takes a few seconds, but Hugh manages to drop the barrier and we can press on. However, we don't get far.
She's teleported us again.
And she's called in drones for backup. We need to take her out.
Corin, Jirok, let's dethrone this drone.
You thought this would be enough to stop us?
Thaseen Fei actually joins the battle now, supported by numerous constructs and drones, but fortunately nothing as powerful as that large Gulor Bex.
She's on the move again, and she's shielding herself.
I'll lower the next containment field.
As expected, when things start looking dire for her, she blinks away.
Alright, let's head for the final containment field.
And once again, before we're even halfway there, she grabs us and teleports us away.
If we don't place that final pattern enhancer, she could beam out. I'm on it.
You lack harmony, guidance.
Yeah, I lack harmony, cohesion, greatness. It'll be my undoing. I've heard it all before.
Final pattern enhancer placed. She's trapped. Damn it! She keeps jumping around to restore her shields. She's rerouting power to them.
It's her halo. It's an energy redistribution node. We have to take it out.
I can remodulate a pattern enhancer to disrupt her defenses. You get that halo.
7 of 9. You sought perfection once. Why do you seek it no longer? Consider our offer.
An offer involves consent, something you're unfamiliar with. Time's up, bitch.
She puts up a good fight, I'll give her that. Shame it's not enough to break our resolve.
Pattern enhancer remodulated. Her shield is down. It's now or never.
Hugh, Sean, cover us. It's time to finish this fight. Corin, Jirok, let's knock that halo off.
There is no one left to fight beside you. The galaxy has torn itself apart.
You were just another tyrant clinging to control, Thaseen Fei. And your tyranny ends now!
Restrainer.
Lowering the reactor core's containment field.
I'm hooked up. Drag her over.
You will not defuse the Aetherians.
It's for the best, Thaseen Fei.
Think of it like this. You get to be the savior of your people.
It's your lucky day, Borg Queen.
Queen?
Security parameters disabled. Initiating transfer.
Inputting the modified neurolytic pathogen into the core's data stream.
No. No! We will not allow it!
You must comply.
We must not. We must protect the Aether.
Watch out! She's modifying the injection stream.
It's Too late, I'm in.
Company.
Chimerans! With security parameters disabled, they must have located the Harmony.
Did it work?
Not on the core, maybe on Thaseen Fei. Too early to tell.
Captains, call your ships. We're getting out of here.
Commander Kiona, this is Captain Sean. Prepare to plot a course for Deep Space Nine. We're heading back.
With our getaway, it's time to debrief. At the end there, several things occurred. For a start, the Chimerans have claimed the Harmony and sent out a signal, but what for? Are they still under Aetherian control? And it seems we failed to dismantle this Aetherian collective, but we learned a lot and have acquired Thaseen Fei.
Thanks for the ride back. Looks like your ship didn't suffer any malfunctions on the way. Lucky. You really had everybody's back today. Knowing you can be counted on even in the worst situations, well, that's as rare as a Vulcan smile. When you have a moment, the director and I would like to talk to you about Thaseen Fei's future. Right now, though, I think your command wants to speak with you.
On our way to talk with Admiral Quinn, we check in with the other captains.
Thank you for repairing the Llieset. That ship means more to me than words can say. As for what the Aetherians intended to do with our Singularity Core, I'd rather not speculate too much. My science officer, Neril, will be drawing up a full report. Suffice to say, it is clear they intended to use the Midas Array to their advantage somehow. They seem focused on sabotaging and acquiring new technology. Not unusual for the Borg, I suppose.
Well, the Midas Array may be under Chimeran control for the time being, it seems. But one thing is clear. I think approaching the Aetherians as merely Borg is wrong.
You fought valiantly aboard the Bortas'Que and the Harmony. It is a pity we withdrew. We could have taken these Chimerans, blade in hand, I am sure of it. Some say these creatures are able to terraform entire Borg cubes. If the tales are true, then they are foes worthy of song. I would gladly give my life to see such an abomination with my own eyes. Wouldn't you?
The Borg collective itself being subsumed by these Chimerans? Forgive me for not sharing in your exuberance, Captain. The tales are true. I was there when they converted a cube, and their number grows.
Without your help, the Enterprise would have been a goner. Speaking of, looks like the Midas Array is now under quarantine. The array has been overtaken by the Chimerans. We're starting to recognize more of their signals over long-range sensors. It's not looking good, I'll give you that. But I'm confident we've made progress today. Oh, before you go, on my bridge, one of the Aetherian drones said something to me that took me aback. It's as if it knew who I was. My life story. I think you know what I'm getting at. I'm lucky to be alive.
You are, Sean, and fusion like assimilation gains the knowledge of the victims and spreads it. My condolences for your lost crew, Captain.
Just the person I wanted to see. I hear things got a little out of hand at the Midas Array, but it seems to me like the mission was still a success. Thaseen Fei has been extracted and remanded to one of the station's brigs. As for the Harmony, the Alliance has some conflicting opinions on its eventual fate if we ever get hold of it. Chancellor L'Rell believes we should return for it and tow it to Khitomer for joint observation. Proconsul Datan believes the cooperative should supervise the ship from a distance, and that Director Hugh is best placed to oversee such an operation. I'm not sure where I stand myself. proposals are already landing on my desk, from living exhibit at Memory Alpha to destroy the thing. I understand your actions today saved countless lives. Starfleet commends you. We knew you'd be the right person for the job.
Grabbing the Harmony and all the information within would certainly be useful.
Thanks for checking back in with us. This was quite a mission, and I have a feeling our efforts have only just begun. My own de-assimilation bordered on traumatic. I ended up bringing my individuality back to a collective that was very ill-prepared for it. It caused widespread chaos and violence. We need to be careful about how we decide to move forward. Perhaps defusing Thaseen Fei alone was for the best. I shudder to think of a galaxy full of unfused Etherians who, well, lack guidance.
He's not wrong. Liberating a Borg is no joke, and the start is the worst of it. But what first seems like a curse eventually becomes a gift. During my time aboard Voyager, I learned the value of individuality, but also the strength of personal connection. In the end, it became apparent to me that you don't need a hive mind to understand the real meaning of unity. Anyway, I'm glad we had you along for the ride today. It's easy for us liberated Borg to get carried away when dealing with another collective. It's so personal, you need someone with a fresh perspective to keep you level-headed.
I can't imagine what you must have gone through to defuse Thaseen Fei. She seems to resist pretty hard there, but it's thanks to you that we managed to extract her. Well done, and I'm glad we stayed united.
How are you doing, Thaseen Fei?
She's refused to talk so far.
Give her time. Patience. It'll get better.
You know, I've been where you are right now. Longing to go back to a chorus of comforting voices. Frustrated at my lack of agency. But in the end, liberation was the only way forward. It gave me back so many things that I'd forgotten I needed. I see you remain unconvinced. But what's so different between being controlled by an Aether and being told what to do by the Alliance until you can make up your own mind? At least once you're liberated, you'll be free to decide how to live your life. That's more than what I got at times. Well, I'll be back same time tomorrow, Thaseen Fei.
Fei.
What did you say?
Fei was my name. Thaseen is just a title.
Right. Queen.
No. We have no corporeal queen. Defusing me was pointless. You achieved nothing.
What we achieve is helping you. And every other drone. One person at a time. Until every Borg is liberated. And no one is left behind.
Irrelevant. Impossible. Someone is always left behind. That is why the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Well, maybe. But the whole would be nothing without all of its parts. I hope that in time you'll see that. Same time tomorrow, Fei.
I'm contacting you from Deep Space Nine to report that our mission has been a partial success. Thaseen Fei is under our supervision and making progress, slowly but surely. Although it appears she's not the Iconian Borg Queen after all. 7 is working together with the Alliance to oversee her diffusion process, and we expect answers soon. The process has been both a strain on the station psychologically and in terms of resources. It's clear Thaseen Fei does not trust us yet. As for the Midas Array, I received a report from Commander Jirok Science Officer Narrow. It appears the Etherians were attempting to use both the array and the Llieset Singularity Core to open a rift in space-time. It's difficult to understand their motives. We are unable to collect more data for now, as both the Midas Array and the Harmony are swarming with Chimerans. The Alliance has sent some of their best fleets over to contain the situation, but reports of Chimerans have already surfaced from other systems. Seven and I will reach out to our allies to understand who we can call in to assist with these Chimerian incursions. I'll contact you if any more information comes to light. Do not hesitate to do the same, should we be of use to you.
And with that, the mission is closed. Our assumption that the Aetherians worked like the Borg Collective was wrong. They don't have a queen to act as the hub of their hive mind. The Aether itself seems to be alive, the driving force behind them all, and the Aetherians merely extensions of it. And due to this, they are not Iconian either, and Hale needs to stop treating them as such. They are something unique. As for their creations, these Chimerans, whether they are defending the Harmony and Midas Array or merely swarming it is unclear, but it looks ever more like they're another rogue element in this conflict. We learned a lot this time, and I may create another video just collecting the Aetherian lore as we have it so far. We'll see. Until the next video though, thanks for joining me on this story series as we continue to enter into a multiversal era of adventures. I've been Rick. Thanks again, and goodbye.